Mark Twain is the pen name for Samuel Langhorne Clemens, the famous author of Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn, and other American classics. Now, Twain got this name from his time piloting a riverboat on the Mississippi River. These boats sail best in 2 fathoms or 12 feet of water. Anything less than that, the ship ran the risk of running aground on a sandbar or something. And so they had people standing on the deck of the boat constantly or nearly constantly taking soundings of the depth. And the terminology they used was 12 feet of water was called twain. And anything less than that would be, like say, a quarter less twain would be 9 feet, and quarter twain would be 15 feet, or half twain would be 18 feet, and so on. And so the man making the soundings might be singing or yelling out half twain, and then a little bit further, quarter twain. But when the sounding came to 12 feet, he would yell out, Mark Twain. Twain loved that, and he loved to live his life that way, on the edge of safe and dangerous. And he wanted to do that in his work, and he wanted to do that in his personal life. Christians, a lot of Christians, might as well call themselves Mark Twain as well. They love to push it. They love to be in that place where they're safe and secure in Jesus Christ, but in which they're pushing the envelope on what's allowed or permissible or forgivable. And they love kind of flirting with danger and holding the hand of evil. That's not any way we should be living, and that's not the call of Christ on our life, and that's not what God would be interested in having us do, not even close to it. I remember one time when I was a teenager, I discovered this Christian band out of England called Delirious, and I got an album of theirs given to me called Live and in the Can. And the first song on the album began with this line. I'll play you just the line. So if you got that first line, he says, there was a time when I was a little boy that I said I'd follow you. Now, as a teenager, when I heard that line, I thought, okay, I know what's coming next. And I thought the next line, because I've been to lots of camps, I heard lots of testimonies. And I thought it'd be another one of these sad tales of somebody who made a decision for Christ when they were young and fell in love with him, and then allowed the years to go by and their love to grow cold and their faith to wane and fade. And they found themselves, basically like the prodigal in the pigsty, just hoping for a revival. And that's a lot of our story. So I fully expected that to be the next line. But listen to the next line. When I heard it, it really blessed my heart. So when I was a teenager, that's what I wanted to hear, that the years have caused that flame to burn much stronger now. I mean, and I was sold. And that's how I want to live. I mean, that's how I wanted to live when I was a teenager, and that's how I want to live now. I want the love that I had for Christ yesterday to pale in comparison to the love I have for him today. I want the fire in my belly to burn hotter for the things of the Lord and for his kingdom. I want to grow. I want to strive. I want to expand. I don't want to have this spiritual roller coaster life and faith. And that's what the writer of Hebrews wants too. Yeah, listen to this. This is kind of a difficult passage in which the writer's expressing a little bit of frustration to those he's writing to. But listen to Hebrews chapter 5, beginning of verse 11. About this we have much to say, and it is hard to explain, since you have become dull of hearing. For though by this time you ought to be teachers, you need someone to teach you again the basic principles of the oracles of God. You need milk, not solid food. For everyone who lives on milk is unskilled in the word of righteousness, since he is a child. But solid food is for the mature, for those who have their powers of discernment trained by constant practice to distinguish good from evil. Therefore, let us leave the elementary doctrine of Christ and go on to maturity. I've had plenty of, I've lived through plenty of valleys in my own spiritual life. I'm not saying I've had an uninterrupted ascension to sanctification and holiness, not even close. But I do know that I have never wanted for a moment to wallow. I've never wanted for a moment to spend any time near Mark Twain. But I've always wanted to go to deeper, more open water. I wanted to sail wherever God wanted me to sail. And that's been the cry and the desire of my heart. And that's, as a pastor and as a shepherd, that's the desire I have for all of us. And I think that's the desire, I know it is, that God has for us right now during this time. And so I pray that from this time, and for those of us who love the Lord and are committed to him, that our testimony going forward will not be testimonies of falling in love with the Lord and falling out of love with the Lord and riding that coaster, but instead of seeing that flame within us burning much brighter. God bless you. We love you. And know that I'm praying for that, and I'm asking the Lord himself to daily encourage all of us in our pursuit of him. Have a great night, and God bless you.